Hello and welcome, I'm BornEightyFive. I'm playing Command & Conquer Red Alert Remastered online multiplayer. This game is from March 2025. In this video we are playing 4 vs 4 on the map Seton's Clutch in the destroying buildings mode, highest grow rate, super weapons. Let me introduce the players. Team 1, top of the map. 4 color yellow plays Photonics. 4 color purple plays Hanfa. 4 color green plays Robot. 4 color blue plays ESA. Well, I have to say I'm not very good at remembering names. I often forget who I'm playing with. That's why I'm not very good at balancing as an host. But anyway, I know Hanfa, Robot and ESA. They are very good players. And all three are in the enemy team. I had to lose because the match started because I somehow thought that was totally unbalanced. I probably only have beginners in my team, but you will see later that my teammates played really well. Team 2, bottom of the map. 4 color orange plays BornEightyFive, that's me. 4 color cyan plays Parodius. 4 color pink plays Kunsko. 4 color red plays Milze. As you can see, I'm building so that I can get the island quickly. The islands are quite important. If you look closely, they have about as many or as about 1/3 of the mainland, so that's not a small amount. In the game it is usually the case that the bridge is full. From then on it's really about conquering the small islands, but it must be balanced, so without losing the sea battle or the bridge. As a rule, whoever has both islands will usually win the game due to the resources. As you can also see, each island is closer to the mainland, which means that one side always has it easier for conquering the small island. In order to find a good balance, you should sail all the coasts with a fast transport boat. That's not so easy because you also have to build at the same time. I am describing the video from my perspective. That means I will always speak of an enemy X or about our commander X or me doing something. Apparently I'm the first to build a sea harbor and also a transport boat. So what I often do is first sail through the middle of the sea. That way I can see if any ships are coming quickly. Then I sail along the coast to see if the enemy is building any boats. The enemy also seems to be revealing the sea map with a transport boat. I think I have uncovered the map of the enemy coastline quite well. If you do that, the satellite isn't even important anymore. In general, I would say the satellite isn't that important here on this map and should be built later. In this match it was even completely unnecessary to build a satellite, as you will see later. We didn't build one either. I think the enemy built 2 or 3 test centers with satellites. You will see later that it was a waste of money and time to build satellites. I have landed and now I'm invading the island. I even sell my sea harbor because I see that the enemy is not building any boats. If you find my voice a bit slow or the video a bit boring, there's a trick. Set YouTube playback speed faster. Sometimes it's better to watch a match that way. I think you can do whatever you want. So there's definitely an imbalance on the bridge now. This is because our team is heavily focused on building the base, which naturally carries the risk of losing a rush in the short term. In the long run it would of course be better if the enemy does not attack, but the enemy can see that we probably have fewer tanks on the bridge that they do. The enemy has recognized the opportunity to win the battle. That was probably why a major attack is now on the bridge.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
I noticed the major attack, so of course I sent all my available units to the bridge while I was already preparing to build as many tanks as possible after invasion of the island. The enemy managed to destroy our Commander Science MCV. I don't think he can build another one, so we can say we now have a 4 versus 3.5 for them. That means the enemy has already achieved a big success. The enemy now also managed to significantly reduce our Commander Science base, however at a price. As you can see, we are also having a battle at sea and the enemy is currently losing it. As you can see, I now have a strong tank production with 3 war factories and the money from the island. This also means that more money remains for my teammates. So we are very productive right now and have a good economy, especially our commander Red. This is because Red's spot, the bottom corner and the top corner have very good access to money. Usually the 2 players who start in these spots end up near to the top or points ranking. I have to say truth, it's a bit of a shame that Commander Red didn't build a silo. I do think it was a waste of money at some times. You can see that his money sometimes went up to 10,000 and I hardly believe that his war factories could really fully exploited it. All this surplus is just thrown in the trash. So the attack is over, the enemy is now retreating because you suffer too many losses if you attack many tanks with few tanks. This situation probably is because you usually lose more tanks in attack than in defense, and also because the enemy from now on has a weaker economy than we do. As mentioned, we focused on building our bases and conquering Island, and that's why that's now playing off. In addition, we made the right decision to counterattack right away, as we are currently having a better economy and more tanks than our enemy. What's more, because our Commander Pink won the sea battle, we can now attack the enemy on the bridge with boats. This has the advantage that you can shoot rockets on the enemy, but they can't shoot back. This is probably the reason why enemy purple is forced to build boats to do exactly the same thing in order to bring the bridge back into balance. You will see that he is now building many boats. I decide not to build boats because I think we can win the bridge if we continue to build as many tanks as possible. As you can see, enemy purple is doing exactly the same thing as pink. He's trying to balance things out at the bridge. This means we have to retreat because he might attack us with boats. As long as the bridge regains balance, no one can attack because of the boats, but this strategy doesn't work because we break truth. I decide to break truth and push upwards, so we are no longer in the target area of enemy purple's boats. Red on the other hand pushes to the right. This causes us to split the front line. This also causes the enemy to panic because we are now penetrating deep into their territory, which also weakens their morale. A little later than ever, the enemy is now trying to conquer this land because money is also running out. Enemy yellows can send an MCV with the chronosphere to the island. Enemy blue tries to send the MCV with transport boat, but was stopped by our Commander Pink. Well played, Pink. My strategy was not bad to pushing truth to the top of the map. As you can see, purple is moving up with his boats going up, and thus the bridge is less blocked for our further attacks. Since I attack on the right side and our commander on the left side, it is difficult for the opponent to defend his base. I didn't immediately notice that enemy purple had destroyed my refineries on the island with boats. I only noticed it a few minutes later. Purple doesn't manage to completely destroy my island buildings because he is heavily treated by our commander red and has to concentrate on his base again. But I was able to rebuild 2 new refineries by stopping my tank production and selling a few buildings. Yes, I decided not to build any boats and continue to only build as many tanks as possible, precisely because the bridge had been breached and the boats now have a low priority in my opinion. Enemy green and enemy purple is now significantly damaged. We now have 3.5 versus 2.5 for us. However, the enemy still has a lot of tanks. The outcome is still undecided. Can the enemy launch a counterattack and recover? We will see. Enemy blue base is undefended and enemy units are far away, so of course I've taken advantage of this. Very soon our commander Cyan will support me with this. Red, our commander Red on the other hand gathers at the bridge because he can probably see that there might soon be a counterattack on our bases. He managed to hold back some of the enemy troops so that we can wipe out the enemy blue. As you can see, the enemy is closing the bridge and trying to kill our units on his territory. I don't know what happened. In any case, if we had destroyed the blue refinery, he would have been completely out of the game. However, I'm not sure if we would have even managed to destroy the building since we were significantly outnumbered. That might also be the reason why I didn't attack, but hey, maybe we should have taken the risk anyway. Now the tide is turning again. It's now relatively important to keep the ore on the bridge so that it's ours and to prevent the enemy from mining the ore there, so that the enemy runs out of money. Don't forget the enemy, however, in the meantime also has an island. You can tell because enemy yellow is still strong. As you can see, we also managed to keep the ore on the bridge. This gives hope that we might now win for sure. Our commander Cyan managed to destroy the blue building now. But by then all the blue units have been destroyed anyway, so it didn't really do much difference. So now comes the point where we gain the upper hand, and it becomes relatively clear that we will win the match. I'm going to play it at speed of 8 because from now on it's just the constant destruction of the enemy and not very interesting anymore. Everyone played well, the match was relatively close and well balanced, it was fun. I hope you enjoyed the video. If so, don't forget to give me a like and maybe a subscription.